Good morning and a very warm welcome. You are watching JanataTelevision and this is English Bulletin with me, Yutsa Bhatrai. The top stories first. SAARC leaders to tackle coronavirus together agree to hold a video conference at 5 p.m. today. RPP Chair Rana tells Prime Minister Oli to take a rest, suggests him to resign from the post. Province 2 MPs demand resignation of Chief Minister, say the government failed to achieve anything substantial during his tenure. Putin bats for constitutional reform. New law could keep him in power until 2036. And Japan still preparing for 2020 Olympics. IOC to decide fate of games amidst virus concerns. And now the news in detail. The leaders of South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation member states have decided to interact via video conference today afternoon to take unified action against the threat of coronavirus. According to the SAARC Secretariat, the live video conference is set to take place today at 5 in the afternoon. SAARC member heads will reportedly share their experience and the measures they have been adopting to tackle COVID-19. The proposal was pushed forward by Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, to which all member states agreed. Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli will be representing Nepal in the live video conference as the head of the SAARC member states. There are reports that Pakistan's Prime Minister Imran Khan is likely to depute someone else to take charge of the meeting. The SAARC has been defunct due to rivalry between India and Pakistan over the latter's alleged support to terrorist activities. Pakistan denies the allegations. Chairman of the ruling Nepal Communist Party Pushpa Kamal Dahal met another co-chair and Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli yesterday following Oli's surgery. Chairman Dahal had reached the Prime Minister's residence in Balwata to take stock of Oli's health. Chairman Dahal reportedly congratulated Prime Minister Oli for the successful kidney transplant surgery and wished for his speedy recovery. The chairman duo also reportedly discussed contemporary and political issues. Prime Minister Oli, who underwent his second kidney transplant surgery on March 4 this month, was discharged from the hospital on Friday. Prime Minister Oli has been kept under doctor's supervision at his official residence in Balwata for the time being. The joint chairman of Rashtriya Prajatantra Party Unified Pasupati Samsher Jabara Rana has suggested Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli to take rest. Speaking at an interaction program in the capital yesterday, Rana hinted that the time has come for the Prime Minister to step aside from his political career as well. In a sarcastic note, Rana said that Oli was unable to do anything significant when he was in good health, so it would be appropriate for the lying Prime Minister to call time on his political career.
हरेक कुरामा हेर्यो भने अब नेपाली जनता अहिले चाहिँ तीन तह कर माथि कर सकेर अहिले ढाड बाँच्ने अवस्थामा पुगेका छन्। त्यसैले नेपाल कम्युनिस्ट पार्टी नै केपीजी मात्रै होइन, नेपाल कम्युनिस्ट पार्टी नै आफ्नो मूल कर्तव्यमा च्युत। उहाँले दिनुभयो उचित, उहाँलाई आराम गर्न दिने बेला पनि आछ, उहाँलाई आराम होस् भन्ने म कामना गर्छु र आराम गर्न जे गर्नुपर्छ गर्नु।
Rana, who is one of the three chairmen leading the Hindu Nationalist Party, also accused the leaders of the ruling Nepal Communist Party of being involved in massive corruption. He also accused them of meddling with the constitutional bodies and politicizing them, causing an imbalance in Nepal's foreign policy and adding tax burden to the common people. This is Janata Bulletin. We'll be right back after a short break. Welcome back. After the break, we continue with other national news. Both the opposition and ruling party lawmakers of Province 2 have demanded resignation of Chief Minister Lal Babu Raut. The lawmakers made such demand in a meeting of the Provincial Assembly yesterday, requesting Chief Minister Raut to tender his resignation and pave way for the settlement of the problem faced by the province. Manish Suman, an MP from the ruling Rashtriya Janata Party, stated that the Chief Minister should resign as the provincial government failed to achieve anything significant during his tenure at the office. Raut has been criticised on several accounts, such as being unable to recruit police personnel despite the enactment of Local Police Act, defaulting payment of projects that have been completed last year, failing to make public the report on manhandling of a government secretary, including others. The Chief Minister has also been unwilling to reveal the expenditure details from when Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi visited Janakpur, lawmaker Suman further stated. MP Ramchandra Mandal from the main opposition NC also demanded Chief Minister Raut's resignation. Mandal advised the Chief Minister to resign, alleging him of being incapable of running the government. The provincial government has promoted corruption, inequality and discrimination, alleged Mandal. Nepal Army has started preparations for treatment of public in case of novel coronavirus outbreak in the nation. Nepal Army has set up temporary tents at the football ground of Army headquarters in Bhadrakali as a precautionary measure. The tents will accommodate coronavirus-infected Army personnel and also the public if required. As per the direction of the government to remain at high alert and to be prepared against coronavirus outbreak, the Nepal Army will also quarantine common citizens. The Army informed Nepal Army has also been working on establishing treatment centers at the Army Pavilion Tudikhail. The headquarters further informed. And now the news from economic front. Nepal Airlines Corporation has reduced its flights to New Delhi, keeping in view the coronavirus epidemic in the region. According to national flag carrier, it decided to reduce the flights due to a significant decline in the demand for tickets to the Indian capitals as India reports new cases of coronavirus. The NEC said in a recent press statement that it will reduce the number of flights between Kathmandu and Delhi effective from March 15. The NEC operates 2 flights on this route each day, but from today the state-owned airlines of Nepal will operate only 1 flight to New Delhi. According to the statement, the morning flight schedule is to remain as it is, while the evening flight schedule has been suspended until further notice. Also, NEC's scheduled flights to Bangalore on March 19 and 31st have been cancelled, while the flight to Mumbai on every Friday has been suspended from March 15 to April 15. It has also cancelled the flights to Bangkok on March 11 and 25 and that to Hong Kong on March 19 and 26, NEC stated. Time for a short break here at Janata Bulletin. Stay tuned for international news. Welcome back, and now the international news. Russian President Vladimir Putin has signed a law on constitutional changes that could keep him in power for another 16 years, AP reported. According to the news agency, the move must still be approved in a nationwide vote. Putin signed the measure on Saturday, the Kremlin said, 3 days after it sailed through the Russian parliament with only 1 vote against. It must be approved by the country's constitutional court and in a referendum set for April 22nd. Under current law, Putin would not be able to run for president again in 2024 because of term limits. But the new measure would reset his term count, allowing him to run for 2 more 6-year terms. He has been in power since 2000. Other constitutional changes further strengthen the presidency and emphasize the priority of Russian law over international norms, a provision reflecting Kremlin's irritation with the European Court of Human Rights and other international bodies that have often issued verdicts against Russia. The changes also outlaw the same-sex marriage and mention a belief in God as one of Russia's traditional values. Allegations of sexual abuse and exploitation in UN peacekeeping and political missions rose significantly in 2019, AP reported. According to the news agency, a UN report states that allegations against civilian personnel has nearly doubled in the review period. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres said in the report to the UN General Assembly that while the number of alleged victims and perpetrators decreased last year, the number of allegations increased to 80 from the 56 reported in 2018. More than half of the 2019 allegations, 41 were related to the UN peacekeeping mission in Central African Republic, while 15 involved the mission in Congo, the report said. The Joint African Union United Nations peacekeeping force in Darfur, the UN force in Lebanon, and the former peacekeeping missions in Liberia and Haiti accounted for 3/4 of the remaining 24 cases, it said. The rest involved 3 special political missions. The United Nations has long been in the spotlight over allegations of child rape and other sexual abuses by its peacekeepers, especially those based in Central African Republic and Congo. But the latest figures demonstrate again that sexual misconduct spans the entire UN system, according to AP. There were 37 allegations associated with paternity claims, it said. You are watching Janata Bulletin, and now the latest from the world of sports. Japan is still preparing to host the Olympics, Prime Minister Shinzo Abe said, despite rising global concern about the viability of the Summer Games due to the coronavirus outbreak. According to Reuters, the Japanese government is adamant that the Olympics will go ahead even as other global sporting events have been put on hold. Speculations about a delay from the July start date has grown since US President Donald Trump said organizers should consider a 1-year postponement. The Olympic torch relay, in which the Olympic flame typically starts a tour around the host nation, is due to start in the Japanese prefecture of Fukushima in less than 2 weeks. The tour of the torch through Greece has already been cut short. Abe said Japan is working closely with the International Olympics Committee, which will have the final decisions whether the Games will go ahead. We are at the end of Janata Bulletin, and the headlines once again. SAARC leaders to tackle coronavirus together agreed to hold a video conference at 5 p.m. today. RPP Chair Rana tells Prime Minister Oli to take rest, suggests him to resign from post. Province 2 MPs demand resignation of Chief Minister, say the government failed to achieve anything substantial during his tenure. Russian President Putin backs for constitutional reforms. A new law could keep him in power until 2036. And Japan still preparing for 2020 Olympics, IOC to decide fate of the Games amid virus concerns. And that's all from the English News Desk for today. You can follow Janata Television and our programs on various social media platforms, including on our website janatasamachar.com. Keep watching Janata Television. Namaste.